Lane, lane.
Vision.
Alright, now if you did not know, now you know. We are back. This is part 2 of seeing how to build a sound app by basically taking code off the internet and searching for it correctly and then using it. So that's really what the best coders do, as we're going to continue on. So now what we want to do is we want to be able to play different sounds on different buttons. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to pull up that library, and we're going to come back over here. Make sure that you click back on this area so things notice library changes. If you click over here, you have the library of actual code. Here is the visual design library. When you click on this side, then we're just going to pull out at least one more button. And we're going to design our button however you want to do it. It can look different, it can be the same. So we got to make sure that we bring in the next sound. So this is going to be punch 2. It's going to be a different sound, but still punch. We need to design the button, so pop that out. Go ahead, design it. You, at this point, should know what to do. And we got to connect the next button. Okay, so this should be set up now. Now, what would happen is what the idea here is that we would want to play sound and have it play the next sound, okay? Problem being is that the function is only set up to play one thing, okay? So what we're going to do is with the function, we are going to create an argument. And the argument we're going to create is resource and extension. So we're going to call the first one resource. And it's going to be, and if we notice, we're going to say, well, I have to set a type. Well, what is this right here? What is punch 1? It's got quotes around it. I'm going to give you a second. I'm going to let you type it in there. Okay. But it's a string. Comma. Extension. So we're going to create another one. Extension. And I'm going to bet that you could guess what the data type is on this. And it's going to be string. Hey, hey, hey. Okay. But now that's being here, we got to use them. So we are going to pull these out, and we are going to replace it with resource. And we're going to replace this with extension. Okay. Now, up here, we're going to say resource, and the resource is going to be punch 1. Now, this is for the first sound, okay? And this is going to be wave. All right. Now we're going to come up here, and we are going to add a second part of this. So we're going to add the arguments, resource, but this one is going to be, well, we got to make it a string. Make it, and then we're going to call this punch 2. And this string is going to be a wave file. Okay. So what we're actually now doing is we are simplifying our code in a sense, even though we added a couple extra things, but now we can basically add any sound that we want in here, and we can set our function play sound to whatever sounds we want, and it should just place them in there and play. Let's give it a shot. So we're going to press play, and we're going to test this out. And this is really what it comes down to, the crux of coding, because you do it this way, instead of copying and pasting and making all these mistakes. Okay, so sound 1, sound 2, sound 1, sound 2. So essentially, you download this app. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to take the other sounds that I have, and I want you to create some kind of fighting sound app. Okay, now if there's other sounds that you want to look for online, you totally can. You can create as many as you want. But like the idea is that if you're kind of screwing around, play fighting, or whatever, you can like pull out your phone and have the sounds, and you can pretend to punch, and then have the sound effects to go with it. So it'll be like, ooh, ah, ooh, get him. Okay, so you guys gotta get my drift. I think you guys understand what I'm trying to do here. Now, obviously, if you want to completely change the idea of your app and get different sounds, then they can be MP3 or WAV. Now, my final thing I'm going to say to you guys is, let's just say that you found, some sound effects and they said .mp3. Okay, so remember, your extension would be MP3 instead of WAV. Okay, so there's a bunch of different sound file names that you can do. So just kind of test them out as you go. Okay. If you have any questions, just please come find me. But I think the idea here is for you to fully create a sound app now based on this. And then I'd like you to take a video and just submit it to me. It's not really for a grade. I'm just curious to see kind of what you guys, what your ideas are and what you create and kind of like what your visual design is. But the idea behind this is, but don't leave the background white. Like actually design it, make it look cool. Like find like a cool image that you might be able to use. Obviously, I've changed the button up with an emoji, so you can use images, emojis, kind of whatever you want to do. Just make it look cool. But definitely use these hints and tips as I comb the internet for other pieces of code. That's kind of how you do it. You just kind of search what you're looking for, the language that you're doing it in. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys create a cool app based on this information. So once again, thank you for listening to Lane Vision. Lane Vision is brought to you by Mr. Lane. Mr. Lane is the coding teacher here at WJHS. Please subscribe to the page to get me some more views. We will have some things coming down the pipeline. This is the first video of 2020. So enjoy and get at me if you have any questions.